Hey guys, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video where we are going to talk all things Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend of 2025. We're going to dive into some fun race details, where we stayed and where we will not ever stay again, and then also all of the fun merch that I purchased throughout this vacation. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that big thumbs up button, and let's get started. If you're brand new to my channel or you are brand new to Run Disney, what Run Disney is they have 6 weekends throughout their season. So their season runs from September to April, kind of like a school year calendar. And they have currently 2 Disneyland weekends and then 4 in Walt Disney World. Those Disneyland ones will be ending next year because of construction. So I'm very excited that I get to do those again because we don't know when they're going to come back, if ever. Today's video, we are talking about the last weekend of the season, which is the Springtime Surprise. So this was my first time participating in the Springtime Surprise weekend. It is normally around April-ish time, so it is a little bit warmer and the races are a little different. So for Springtime Surprise weekend, we get to do a 5K, a 10K, and then a 10 miler, which that is the different race that is only offered during Springtime Surprise. Why, you ask? No idea. Maybe because of the heat, who knows? But I'll tell you, when we got done and I knew that that 10 mile we could be finished, I wasn't mad. I was happy. I was like, well, ding ding, we don't gotta run 3 more. This is glorious. So the 10 miler was a very fun race to participate in. But overall, I really did enjoy Springtime Surprise weekend. The thing about Springtime Surprise is the themes are really the surprise. You never know what you're gonna get. So we don't know what the theme will be for next year. One year it was Pixar. This past year it was like heroes. So you don't really know what you're gonna get during Springtime Surprise weekend. Princess, you obviously know it's gonna be Princess. Marathon weekend, it is like classic characters. Disneyland is Dumbo, is always the challenge, but then the other ones are kind of random. So for springtime, you really don't know what's gonna happen. It's very, very random, and sometimes it's like, that's an interesting choice, but okay. So like I mentioned, I participated in all of the races during Springtime Surprise to officially finish my perfect Run Disney season. What that means is that I participated in every single race every weekend for the entire season. So I did all the Disneyland races, all the Disney World races, and it was so much fun. Exhausting, but still so much fun. I do get asked, am I gonna do a perfect season again? Not quite yet, maybe one day, but I really wanted this year to be special, and so next year going into it, I know I'm not going to do a perfect season again. Am I signed up for races? Yes. Am I doing all of them? No. Which, you know what, I'm actually happy about, because your girl needs just a regular Disney trip in her life. She does, she does. Okay, back to the race weekend. So like I said, I feel like the overall theme was heroes, and so the 5K was our friend Groot. And something that was fun about this weekend was it was officially the weekend that Brooks took over being one of the main sponsors for Run Disney. So that means that the shirts are new. They are no longer the material that they used before. They are now just regular Brooks t-shirts. So you can see in the tag, I don't know if that will focus for us, that they are a Brooks t-shirt. And the overall graphic was a lot bigger and just more pronounced. The colors were a lot more vibrant and bless up. Like, we did get a gray and a blue shirt, but at least it was different than all of the other weekends. But I really like these shirts. Some people do not like them. They are very moisture wicking, and it is like a legit Brooks shirt. So I really enjoyed them. I size up always in my race shirts. This change in the shirt was it's no longer a V-neck. So this is a woman's cut, so it's like cut shorter and like dips in a little bit on the ends, but there's no more V cut. So all the older shirts, you get women's or men's, and the women's always had that V cut. These ones do not. Who knows? knows what they'll do next season, if they'll make that change and add the V-cut. I don't think they will, but you never know. The medal for the 5K, this is just the metal pin that I purchased. So it had like a little cassette tape and then grew up at the top. Personally, I am more of a fan of Baby Groot, so I liked the Baby Groot stuff at Disneyland. Big Groot, he's fine, like no hate to him, but it was just like whatever at this feeling. For our costumes for the 5K, my bestie Alyssa and I dressed up as Perfect Season swirls. So I'll put a couple of pictures in here, but it was really fun. It was hot. It was really warm this day because we just had a thick costume on, and thankfully it wasn't like too bad, but it was a little warm with like our aprons, and we carried our ice cream cones the entire time. Only had one casualty, like my little topper came off, but I was pretty proud that I was able to, one, get all of our ice cream cones to Orlando safely, and then also being able just to get through the race with all of them intact. So pretty impressed by us. The 10K theme was Hercules. So this was kind of like a light baby blue shirt. We originally thought it was white, but it definitely is like a very much baby blue tint. But you have Mr. Herc himself on the t-shirt. Again, I just really love how like large the graphics are, and they are very thick on here, but it's like really good material. For the 10K, we dressed up as Pain and Panic, and this was probably my favorite medal, or one of my favorite medals for the season. Definitely my favorite medal for the weekend. For the season, it's probably in my top 3. It was really cool. It like hangs on this chain guy right here. But this race was really fun. All of the races, normally the 10K length is one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite. It's just not too long to be a half marathon, but long enough so you get more characters. But I feel like this 10K race, there were so many characters at the beginning and then not a lot at the end, which made us like run a ton at the end. During the 10K races recently, we haven't been doing intervals. We just go and run to like each of the character stops, so we can make sure like we get a ton of characters, which is really fun. And to me, that's why you do Run Disney. But it was like super long. It just felt like a really long race for some reason, but overall, great race as always. And then the final race of the weekend was the 10 miler, and that was Incredibles themed. So I am personally a huge Incredibles fan. I really like on this one how it says like springtime surprise 10 miler, and then again this one was just like a huge graphic on the shirt. You could wear this with like many different like bottom colors, and then this again was like a very bright blue. The medal itself was pretty cool as well. It just had Mr. and Mrs. Incredible on here, which we learned that his name is Bob. I can't remember what her name is. I want to say Jane, but I think that's wrong. Yeah, I don't remember. But love the Incredibles, love a good 10 miler. 10 miler race was so much fun because we did like a group costume for our Perfect Season. So we had, I'll put some pictures up here, but it was Taylor Swift inspired. The front said, I had the time of my life with you, and on the back it said Perfect Season with our total miles, and we had 4 girls that I did it with, including myself. And so it was just a blast running with everybody. It was so much fun, and that truly is like what Run Disney means to me. Do I care about my time? Not really. Is it fun to get a good time and to go fast? It is, but truthfully the community and doing it with my friends is what really means the most to me. And each of the weekends you have your challenge. So the challenge was Baymax and a Hero, which was really cool. So the, again, challenge is the 19.3 miles, and that is different than the other races because normally the 5K is not included in the challenge, but because you only have that 10 miles, when you sign up for the challenge for springtime, all the races are included. For every other weekend, it is just the 10K and the half marathon. So just know that going into, if you do sign up for the Springtime Surprise Challenge, it is all 3 races, so you still get that 19.3. And then finally, the medal is really cool because it has like a little moving feature here. This one was hefty. So obviously this is just the pin metal here, but the actual metal was so heavy. It's wild how like big some of these metals are. They are gargantuan and they are heavy, especially when you have all of them on. It's nuts. So besides the metal pins, I also went ahead and got the pass holder pin, which had Hero on it as well. I really like this. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it is really glittery. I really loved the pass holder pins. I forgot. I still need to get the Princess Weekend pass holder pin. I just totally forgot during that weekend. It was just a hectic day in general, and the pass holder merch, like the jackets, were really cute. So like that's what I was focused on, and I didn't even think about getting a pin. I still can't believe it. I forgot. But a couple of other things that I grabbed at the expo were the generic shirts. Were really cute, and so I just really liked this Hercules shirt. So it just says Hero on it with Mr. Herc himself. And then I also loved this one so much. So it says running again tomorrow with Baymax. And as you know, with Run Disney, you always run back-to-back days. And so when I saw this, I was just like, yes, give me that. I am obsessed with Baymax, and I just love like the running again tomorrow. It's like, yes, we have to run always 3 days in a row. Like, we can't just do one race. You can't, trust me, you can't. I just have to get my magnets for the weekend. So this is the challenge magnet, and then the pass holder magnet for like the overall weekend again with our guy Hero on the front. And then I also went ahead and grabbed a tank top for the weekend. I really love just the colors of this, and doing dopey again, so we're gonna have to be training outside, which I like to wear lots of tank tops. And I really liked how this is like a reflective material on the back, which is really cool. And then you can see like all of the icons as well. It was just a really unique, cute tank top. So like I mentioned, Brooks is now one of the official sponsors of Run Disney, which is really exciting because they released their new Disney-inspired running shoes. So they came out with Adrenalines and then the Ghost Max as well. We did see a slight preview of the mini shoes beforehand, but we didn't know what to expect going into the weekend, and we didn't know what the process was going to be. So glad to report that the process was seamless. It was so easy. You were able to try on the shoes beforehand. They gave you a little sheet to fill out, and then you just walked and got in line. The line went super quick. It was really cool how they had it set up. It was like a shoe box. It was a whole thing. It was a very just like unique experience, and you could tell they put a lot of time and effort into it. We were talking to the workers, and one of them said they actually came during marathon weekend and sat up top during the expo and just watched within like the merch area to see how people move, where they could put things. And that was really cool to hear that they've really thought a lot about how they can make the experience great for everyone. Of course, I had to buy a pair of shoes. So into the expo knowing I was gonna get the generic Run Disney one. So it says Run Disney right here on the side, and has like the whole like blue and yellow lime-ish theme. The Run Disney Mickey right there, and then right here it says every mile is magic, and then on the inside it also says Run Disney. So like I mentioned, we did dress up as Pain and Panic, so I would not recommend doing this, but I did have to wear these during the 10K just because they were blue and my outfit was blue, and so many people wore shoes the same day of. And here's my thing, you have to break in your shoes sometime. Why not do it during a race? Who cares? So got these cutie cutes. Then I was wondering, I was just thinking, so while we were waiting in line, I was like, you know, I just really love the Mickey ones. And I just loved the look of these and just the overall style of the shoe. And I liked the hidden Mickey. I thought they were very like generic for the most part. Like, yes, they have Mickey Mouse's signature. They have a massive Mickey on the back, but like a quick glance, like you wouldn't know. They're just a normal running shoe. So I'm excited to wear these. I haven't worn these yet. I have not ran in Ghost before, I don't think. I think actually my first half marathon I ran in Ghost. I ran in Brooks for my first half marathon. Couldn't tell you the brand or whatever they are, no idea, but I just really loved how these looked. I actually got my mom pair as well, and they did end up launching all of these styles online, and so my mom ended up getting the runDISNEY ones too. I haven't checked in a while if they are still on here or not, but the other style they had, so they had the mini style, and then they also had a springtime surprise weekend style, which I was like, ooh, are they gonna have like dopey ones? Because that would be really cool. I don't think they would have dopey ones because that's too specific for the weekend. It would be like marathon weekend in general, but I was really hoping that they were gonna put the springtime surprise weekend ones on sale eventually, just for the fact that the laces were like Mickey's and they were so cute. So yeah, these are still online. Oh, they're sold out. So they should have more styles coming in the future. I believe they'll probably, like, I don't know anything when it comes to like what they're actually doing. This is just my opinion. I could see them having the generic ones all the time, like the runDISNEY ones, even the Mickey and Minnie ones, and then having like the specific race ones. They did have like 4, I believe, or 8 maybe, for like coming soon. I can't remember how many they actually had. I took a picture of it, but they showed like they are bringing out more styles, so that's really exciting. The race weekend, we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, and that was the first time that I stayed at Port Orleans, and probably the last, to be honest. I did get a fun Port Orleans pin just because I love getting the pins. It has Tiana right there. I just love getting pins for the resorts when I stay there, and then I have like a fun pin board where I put all of my resort pins. But I will never stay at Riverside again during a race weekend. The bus transportation was non-existent, and our friend Molly, shout out to you, came and picked us up every morning because it was so bad. I am normally a very like happy-go-lucky, very positive person, and I was not positive that first morning of the 10K. The cast member was very kind, but when the man pulled up in his truck and let us know that since we missed the first bus by 1 minute, the next one wasn't gonna come for about 30 minutes, and it was coming from another resort, and there was more stops. So I'm like, there's no way we're getting on that bus. So the first day we called an Uber, and then our friend Molly gratefully offered to pick us up the other days, but I will never stay at Riverside again during a race weekend. Probably never again in general, unfortunately. The resort was really large, and I am used to staying at Old Key West, one of the largest resorts, but you would get dropped off at your bus stop, or if you would get dropped off like in the front during the race weekend, we would take the bus back. It would just take forever to like find our room, get back to our room. I don't think we ever found a easy route to get to the building that we were at, and maybe it was just the building. Maybe it was. I probably would stay at French Quarter just to give it a try. We did stop there one time to get the beignets, and that was delicious. But yeah, it was kind of a hot mess. So don't recommend staying there for the race weekends. Absolutely not. Definitely will now just second guess the resort layout if I do ever like recommend. So I am a travel agent, and I don't think I would recommend that resort in general just because of the layout. I'm sure some people absolutely love it, but it was just a lot. It was just a lot to get around, and I'm sure like us being frustrated with just the transportation in general wasn't helpful either. But yeah, won't be staying there anytime soon again, if ever. I don't know, in 2025 you get a free water park pass on your check-in day. Sometimes can be hard because you're flying that day, you're traveling, you're probably not going to make it to the water park, but we did make it, and it is the 30th anniversary of Blizzard Beach. I love Disney water parks. I grew up going to all the Disney water parks, like there's so many, there's 2, but it just like is nostalgia for me. So I got the Blizzard Beach 30th anniversary pin. Minnie's taking her little selfie. I love the purple and blue, obviously. Then I also had to get a new Blizzard Beach towel. So it is actually very large, and it says Disney's Blizzard Beach, and it has Mickey and Minnie. I don't know if you can even see this, but it then has Summit Plummet right there on that side. I just really loved the colors, obviously, and the cast, we asked the cast member if it was like the special one for the 30th because it matches exactly. They said no, it's just like a generic one that they have, but I was here for it because I love purple and I just love that whole vibe, and we're just gonna pretend that it's special for the 30th. Cool, cool. Okay, we were visiting. It was Flower and Garden, so I got 2 items from the Flower and Garden Festival. I purchased the pass holder pin. This was the Alice in Wonderland one. I saw another one with Spike the Bee, and I'm really hoping to get that during our next trip because I really liked that one, but got this pass holder one just in case. And then of course, you know, I'm a huge fan of my Turvis tumblers. So I got this little one. It says 30 years because it's the 30th year for Flower and Garden as well. And then it has little Spike the Bee and flowers all over it. Finally, I have 2 items randomly that I wanted to show you. I purchased this really cute Run the World hat from Brooke, BB Brooke's booth at the expo. These are also her ears. I don't think I got, oh no, I did get this one. So I love these like band sliders that she has as well, and I got the Coast to Coast one during this expo as well. So if you don't know, this is very random, but Disney does have a couple of golf courses on property, and one of them is connected to Shades of Green. And so we were staying at Shades of Green for that one night, went over to the pro shop, and I had to get this adorable hat. It says the happiest turf on earth, with the like old school Disney golf cart that they have outside, like it's out in front of the pro shop. And so I just loved it, had to get it. I'll show you it on. I have not worn it yet, so when you see me out on the course, LOL. But it's just super cute. The lighting's kind of bad for you to see it, but I loved it. It was adorable. Thankfully, I am not a serious golfer because they had so many cute things. The putter cover, all of the grips, they were purple with Minnie. I was like, what? What? I also got shorts. I do not know where they're at, but they are just like lounge shorts with like a little golfer Minnie on them. They are adorable. So if you like to golf or just like to golf for fun, definitely go and check out the Disney Pro Shops because I could have spent a lot of money there. Thankfully I didn't. Thankfully I did not. But yeah, it was pretty cute, pretty cute. All right, you guys, that's me for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, chatting about the springtime surprise weekend, all of our fun merch. Our Blizzard Beach Day was a blast. And then obviously Flower and Garden. I love Spike the Bee. He's absolutely my favorite. Figment, not a huge fan. Orange Bird, I enjoy, but Spike the Bee, such a cutie. Made it to the end of the video. Go ahead and do like a fun little flower emoji or something for Flower and Garden. As always, if you have any questions about Run Disney or anything in general, hit me in the comments down below. But I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day, and I will see you real soon. Bye!